Hi there, this is Veronica. Today I was requested to make a fancy dog collar, and I think carving the leather is one of the best way to make the product looks really fancy. So here I have a pattern I drew and print out to be the actual size for the collar. I first draw the pattern onto the tracing paper. And the leather I'm using is vegetable tan leather. This is also called tooling leather, which is in the natural color. There hasn't been dyed or have any other finish process on the surface. And next I'm just cutting the strap down to the size needed. I use some water on the leather to case the leather, which is to have the water be soaked in the leather for about 10 minutes until the leather changes back into its original color. And next I place the tracing paper on top of the leather and use an awl to retrace all the pattern lines onto the leather. And for this dog collar, I want to have the pattern on both sides, so I trace the pattern on one side, then flip the paper over and mark it again on the other side. And next I use a swivel knife to start carving the leather. So I'm just simply follow the line we just traced and finish the whole carving process. And next I use a smooth beveler to just stamp around the carving line. This will give the lines more of a dimension instead of one straight line that carves down. It makes the carving part to have like a slope to the side of the leather. I also use some other decorating stamps. After the tooling process, I'm going to dye the leather in turquoise. The dye I'm using is already cut, which means it's already diluted. So I'm just applying a multiple layer on top to have the most even result. And after that, I apply a layer of leather conditioner. Then I'll leave these to dry overnight. Next day, I apply leather finisher on top. I watered down this leather finisher because I think the color is way too bright and it will be too much of a contrast with the antique gel that I'm going to use. And I want to have this dark color to have a little bit of that vintage look. So use the watered down leather finisher so then the antique gel will have some residues on the surface. And you will see the effect soon. So here I use the antique gel on to stain the leather. And quickly wipe off all the excess with a piece of cloth. So you can see that the antique gel has darkened the turquoise color and give it a pretty antique look. So I'm leaving that to dry for a little bit and apply a layer of leather finisher on top. This will further wipe off some of the residues. And finally finish the edge with some edge paint. And on the back of the dog collar, I cut out a strap of this light blue suede. This fabric is very soft and I think that'll make it a lot more comfortable on the dog. And in the middle of the dog collar, I want to make it even fancier, so I put a concho on. And underneath the concho, there is a eyelet installed as well, where I can use a keychain to hook up a dog tag. I made this dog tag in the other video, in one of the scrap project video. And on one end of the dog collar, I'm going to install the buckle. And I also put in a rectangle metal ring there, which is for the leash to hook onto. So just simply install the buckle and the ring on. So simply fold the leather in half on one end. I apply glue and I also use some rivets for extra strength. And on the other end, I cut out the tip in an arrow shape. I use a corner decoration piece to make it fancier. So I use E6000 to glue on the metal piece and also for 2 corners in. Punch all the holes on this end and also install a ring for the straps. Then the dog collar is done. If you want to get one of these dog collar, you can get it on Etsy in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe and I'll be seeing you in the next one.